at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
What is up, everybody? I hope you guys can see and hear me in this beautiful sunny day. But today is unfortunately the last weekend to be out here racing. And we are running the QuadDuro now. It's nothing exciting like the Enduro is, where you've got a 4-hour race instead of a 6-hour race or something. It just means that we're running all 4 configurations of the track today. So currently there's a race group out there, and they're running what is known as full track. And then we're also doing outer loop today, and then tomorrow we're going to be doing east and west. I'm already putting down better times. I did a 320.3, which is my new record for full track. That puts me in 3rd place on the day. Like I said, I'm 3rd place in the championship, so I need to come up with a lot of points this weekend to hold that position. But standing in 3rd place right now helps. There is one catch though. They're taking, instead of the fastest time of the day, because we're doing different configurations of the track, they're taking the fastest of each track. So 4 sessions, they'll take 2 times. They'll take the fastest I do on full, they'll take the fastest I do on outer. So I have to put down a good time on outer, and then I also have to do a good time on full to get a good time today. So as you see, I've upgraded to some new stickers, Toyo tires on all 4 sides of the car, because if I do actually end up podiuming today, like I said, I'm in 3rd and I have a chance. If I end up podiuming today or tomorrow or both, that's going to mean winning some tires. So hopefully I can. Not that I can use the tires this year anyway, but it'll save me money for next season as well. But it's about time for me to get out for my 2nd session of the day. These sessions go relatively quickly with having to run a session, instruct, then run a session. So it's a pretty fast-paced kind of day, but I'm gonna go ahead and get my shoes on, and then I'm gonna run back out there. It's the 2nd session of the day. That's always the fastest time. So hopefully I'll be able to set down a faster time and keep everyone else at bay. Maybe even sneak into that 2nd place mark. So I've done my 2nd session of the day, and I'm over here getting my car detailed and all polished up because it wasn't looking. Yes, but I'm getting that cleaned up. I do have another session coming up, but I'm gonna get a chance to take this guy's car out because he wants to know how fast he can go, and I've never had a chance to drive it, so I'm also gonna get a chance to drive this today. And then tomorrow, I'm also probably gonna get a chance to drive my buddy's Miata. So I'm getting my feet under the pedals of a few different cars this weekend so I can kind of get more of a general idea. But yeah, no, I didn't run as good in my last session as I had in the first one, but that's fine. The conditions aren't really there for it. Now I've got to go put down a good time on full track to secure my 3rd position for the day. So I finished 3 sessions today. I didn't actually have to instruct a 3rd session because my student knew another instructor and went out with him this last session instead. As you can see, we already are starting to lose people. The trailer that was there is gone, sadly. He had car problems, so he went home. I've got my 4th session coming up. As you can see, we've got rain, clouds. I don't think it's going to rain today, but it is forecast to rain tomorrow, so maybe we'll have some rain tomorrow as well, but I'm hoping not, because I've only got slicks to run on. I did run that E46 M3, the red run, and it was an amazing car, and I realized while I was out there on track that I did not throw a GoPro in it, so unfortunately I've got no footage of that, but it was an awesome car. However, there is definitely a need for fuel, and although this is not how I typically fill up my car with a little red gas can, there is an issue with the fuel pumps here. They don't have any fuel, so we had to run into town during lunch to get fuel. So I'm having to do this as if I'm a stranded motorist with a little red gas can of fuel. It is very late for the time of year that it is. It's currently 7:49. I'm finally cutting out of here for today. We got really busy. We had a lot of things happening. We had a lot of delays, which is why I'm getting out of here so late. And then my last session instructing, and unfortunately my student broke down on the track, and I left my tires at Velocity, which is where I have my wheels mounted, or my tires mounted. I left my wheels over there, my street wheels, which I need to use to get home, and I ran over there and I caught him as he was locking the door, so I got very lucky. But we're gonna pick this up tomorrow morning, where we're gonna keep going on. I do want to say though, I ultimately took 2nd place on the day, so that's first podium, and it was 2nd place with a new setup, which I'm super stoked about. So that was based off of the fact that they run the 2 halves of the track, and I was able to get 2nd place with my combined time. Tomorrow we're hoping for a similar result, if not being able to steal 1st place, but we'll see. That was a big gap for me. Anyway guys, I will catch you guys in the morning. Okay, we have just started Sunday, which also means that it is slow day. And if you can tell by the ground surrounding me, it was raining last night and in this first session. There was a little bit of rain. So we went out for our first session and, well, long story short, this happened. that's fine. I put down a 203, which is really slow for me on this track configuration. I'm usually running 243s, so I'm 20 seconds off pace, but we're in rain conditions. I'm on slicks, but it's warming up. Sun is out. It is clearing up, so it shouldn't be that bad for the rest of the day. They also ultimately canceled the HPD 1 session that I was supposed to be instructing, so they have me moving to the 2-3 group for this next session to instruct that one because there was no students for HPD 1. I think it was because of the rain. They got a little scared away. So I'll be going ahead and doing that. I've got a little bit of downtime to get some stuff done with the car. There's not a whole heck of a lot I need to get done with it though. I've got it being cleaned right now by one of my buddies. He's polishing it up for me so it all looks nice and fancy because it got muddy from the rain today. Now, I didn't really give much of a detail or an update from yesterday, but what happened yesterday in the end was I ultimately, because of the scoring system, took second place on the day. That is my first podium in that car. It's coming along, and after I was done, it was out of gas, so I got it weighed, and it is 2290, or 3290, so there were 3,290 pounds, which puts us just around 300 pounds overweight still. So that car can still lose a lot of weight for its competition's sake. But we took second place. We were behind first place by, I think it was about 10 seconds overall. So there's a lot that needs to be worked on with that car that need to get it to that point, but I feel like losing a lot of that weight will definitely help. And then there's some tuning that needs to be done to it to make it run a lot better. But I'm super stoked for that. That puts us second place, first podium. I still haven't collected the medal, but I'll do that later. Still taking on third place. It doesn't look like the people who are in second place are here today, or in fourth place are here this weekend. So I don't really have much of a chance of losing third place, but I want to see how many points I can score. Second place I don't think is here either, but like I said, I don't have enough points possible to catch up to second place, even if they didn't show up. So no big deal. Third place for a year when I missed the first two events and am grossly underbuilt of a vehicle is good enough for me. I'm super stoked about that. But it's not over. We still have today, and this is the last day of the whole racing season, so let's make it count. I'm pretty beat. I just ran my session, HPD 2-3, and then HPD 1. So they all three consecutively go behind each other. So it was my session, 2, and then 3. So I was out there for about an hour. 40 minutes of that was instructing, 20 minutes of that was driving, and unfortunately I am behind second place by 2/10. So I need to make that up in the next track configuration in order to take second today as well. Since I took second yesterday, I was really hoping for second today. The guy who took third is ahead of me by 2/10. I'm gonna shoot to go more than 2/10 faster than him. Next track configuration, which is one that I'm not great at, that's East Track, but we'll see. It is lunchtime though, so I'm going to track down my friends and see what we're doing for lunch, and then I'm gonna go get some lunch. But there's also a car that got totaled pretty badly, looks like a rollover, so I'm gonna go check that one out first. is not uncommon for people to lose cars during the QuadDuro. We lost 3 last year, and it looks like this year, I think that's the 2nd or 3rd car I've seen got lost this year, so it happens, unfortunately. So we're back up in my favorite viewing platform because it's lunchtime. I went and had some chicken strips at the Kart Cafe, and then got Gatorade to have something to drink, but I got that for all day, tons of those. But I was checking out this car that got in an accident before my session, and after looking at that car, it reminded me of the intro to this video and what happened there. So that actually happened on Friday, and if you guys have noticed, I'm still driving my car, so it didn't total my car. So what happened there was there's 2 corners on this track you don't want to crash at. There's Witchcraft, which you see on full track, or on outer track, that was on full track. And then there is that corner, which is called Gotcha, which you find on full track and east track. The reason you don't want to go off on those 2 is because both of those corners don't have effective runoff if you go off. If you go off in those corners, you're cooked. Your car's going into a wall somewhere. And unfortunately, those walls are concrete. But that's the first time I ever went off track and hit something hard. That was a concrete wall. And I got very lucky because that concrete wall tapers at the bottom, kind of like a concrete barrier would. So it tapers at the bottom and it curbed my wheels and scratched the skirt. Now, the race is over, just finished up, so I'm going to show you what happened to the car. So this is the side of the car that took the impact, and it was right here. Those black scratches on the skirt, that was the scratches that occurred to the side. And then that curbing on the wheel there, and then that wheel over there also suffered some curbing as well. And that is all that happened because of the taper at the bottom. The wheels hit, the skirt hit, and the rest of the car was fine. I got away really lucky. But the way I see it is I used up all my luck for this weekend, and although I've had no other instance past running off the track during the wet conditions earlier today, if I were to go off anywhere else at any other time today, it would be over. The car, I used up all of my luck in that one moment. But luckily the car survived, and I survived, so that's important. That's all that really matters. But now it's time for me to head back over to the race area, because although that was the race, I have a session starting in probably about 30-40 minutes, and my GoPros, they need some new batteries. Sadly, very sadly, as every Sunday always is, it starts to die off and people start to go home. It's one of the busier Sundays that we have, but it's definitely slowing down compared to what it usually is. Sorry, but when did my car look like a table? When did my car look like a table to you?
About Can I help you, sir?
Yeah, did you clean off my car? Hey, he just used my car as a table. I need it repolished. Thank you, shop.
Oh yeah, repolished, completely sanded down.
Well guys, so ends the weekend. I took third for the day. Second yesterday. They didn't have a second place medal, so I only took the third place medal. I took third overall for the season, so I did keep that victory going. I'm just getting my tires up in the car. But as you can see, it is empty and dark. I was about to leave, and then I got a call from Matt, the guy who runs all this stuff, that someone lost a transponder on track, so we just drove around track for the last hour trying to find the transponder. Sadly, we did not, but it was fun to be out there and get a chance to walk the track like I did at the PCA event as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get everything packed up. I'm running late to get home. I gotta have dinner, and I'm also really thirsty, so I'm gonna stop by the store and get a chocolate milk, and I also need gas. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.